Hey everyone, it's Christine here. Welcome to this week's weekly energy forecast for the week of October 30th through November 5th. We are just coming out of eclipse season, I should say, just out of it. Although the effects and the fruitions of this we will see for many days, weeks, months, and even up to years ahead. How are you all feeling? It's been a very compact time full of so many things that are happening. Again, I just keep seeing the energies of things collapsing as if you had cards and they're just falling and things are shuffling around because it's like Tetris. So we're going to get started and we're going to see what messages the universe has for us this week, what we need to know post-eclipse, what is coming up. And as always, thank you all so much for your support, for liking, sharing, subscribing. Most importantly, the best way to support my channel as a growing channel is to leave a comment, engage, like, hit the like button, and I really just want to express my gratitude. Okay, we got cards that flipped. Okay. We have the Devil card, Capricorn energy, Seven of Cups, water energy, the Hierophant, Taurus energy, Justice, Libra. You guys, we just had two eclipses, both Venusian rule, Taurus and Libra. Wow. There are, I feel like, again, the energy that I got right as I started this video was of many things collapsing like dominoes and things folding onto themselves. So with the illumination from this recent full moon in Taurus that was happening, and even from the subsequent, the previous lunations, you will have already to this point have confirmed, uncovered, and have seen things that are guiding you towards a different path or towards your own greater truth. And there's a lot of things happening where we're being asked to release and to let go. There's a general sense of, I'm hearing excretion, letting go, pulling out, decluttering, because Taurus is an earth sign. It deals with our material possessions and resources and wealth. And what we've seen in the last, I would say, several weeks, but also within this cycle, is really reevaluating what we truly care about. This goes for people as well. Guys, if you hear crunches or drinking, that's my wiener dog who decides to start doing this right as I start filming for this. This week, we're being called to really reassess what leftover clutter there is in our lives, because it's all popping up and it's all floating to the surface like bubbles. It's all floating. So you know when something is no longer viable, it floats up. I'll just use that metaphorically. Right now, things are being shown to you and you have the ability to make some changes here. I feel like there are still leftover things. I'll just say residue. I keep hearing residue and things that have to be released. Some of these are tugging at you. You may feel like a pull where there are people, situations, maybe the current career path or path in general that you're in or on, even belief systems and perspectives and views that you've held that you may feel yourself sliding back into, feeling that comfort calling you. It's when you start something new, like a new practice, a new regime. Maybe you're starting a new workout, for example, and you hear the couch calling. You feel the comforts of a warm bed and you're like, I don't want to get up this morning to do a walk or whatever. It's that type of energy that feels like it's pulling you back. So be cautious this week, because I feel like one thing to note, there's like a question hovering. You know those airplanes that have messages attached to them? That's what I'm seeing right now. Do you want to repeat cycles that you've repeated before? Do you want to continue or experience things that you've been experiencing, especially those that have been on repeat? You know, for all of us that used to listen to the you know, CD player, you could press the repeat button and it would play your favorite song over. You want certain things in your life to repeat. Be very cautious, especially where you emotionally invest, where you invest your energy, your time, your resources. You're being asked to be very selective this week. Be choosy, be picky. Take note of the bubbles surfacing, what you no longer want to carry for yourself, for you, or in general. There's also, I'm getting to, there's also a highlight being noted here about consolidating your energy. I got this in one reading I did for the lunar eclipse during last week's Wednesday live stream. I forgot which sign. Don't scatter your energy. Be cautious, because if you are feeling like you are saying yes to a lot or overcommitting, you may feel scattered down the road. Also, be careful again of where you're putting your energy in, to whom, or directed towards, like a particular person. There's something dealing with people here. For some of you, this is about letting go of many things in your life simultaneously, and also some energies that are going to be leaving and coming in. This week, especially with the Hierophant and the Justice card, this is a spiritual reckoning, as much as it is in general like enlightenment that we see here, but it's also an inner knowing. You know, when you just come to the realization, again, this is those quiet epiphany moments where you come to the realization, where you finally acknowledge to yourself, this is not working anymore. I'm not happy here. Whatever the case, because I'm tapping into a lot of relationship and I see jobs, workplaces. So it could be obviously tied to money, but just career happiness in general, what you're doing in terms of one of your maybe like purpose or mission or passions. But there's a general peaceful acceptance coming this week. You're going to feel it in one or more areas of your life, especially the ones I mentioned. In particular, it's being highlighted for people, as we see here, where you're going to be illuminated to something you either deep down already knew, and this is just another golden nugget for you to marinate on, and to actually let yourself realize or say to yourself, I already knew this. You know, thank you, universe, for this confirmation. Or this is going to peel back a layer where you didn't quite understand or see something. It was fuzzy. There was a cloud. It was being shielded in some way. And you're going to finally uncover that truth for yourself. So to me, I sense stability, especially with the Libra scales. There's an element here of justice, retribution in a positive way. And I feel like this is more soul, maybe karmic when I'm saying that. It's not physical retribution where you're out there, you know, hunting for a vengeance. Nothing like that at all. Spiritually, I feel like things are going to start balancing out this week, and you may start seeing the glimmers of this happening, especially with a lot of heaviness. Again, when we're cleaning things out, the best way I can describe it, which is going to be totally gross, I'll just say excretion. Excreting waste. So think of sewage. It all goes in one place, usually. Or the toilet. We'll just use the flushing metaphor. Things are being flushed out of your life, and things are popping up for you to actually take notice so that you can make that choice too, because there's an element of free will here. You have the ability to let go of situations or people or beliefs. You don't have to. But the thing is, if you don't, there's certain things that could be repeated. And some of these, I feel, are coming up to be healed, coming up to be transmuted and transformed, so you can elevate to this higher octave of your soul journey. Many of you, you're climbing up the ladder, literally. You're graduating from a huge house cycle that everyone has experienced. And this week, you're going to feel that. There's a sense of, okay, my feet feel a little bit firmer. I feel like the clouds are dissipating. I feel like things are becoming more clear. I'm getting light, if you will. But it's your inner truth, your own knowing, your intuition, your psychic attunement is becoming very sharp if it hasn't already. Many of you, I feel like, are dealing with or have been experiencing like premonitory type of illuminations or revelations. So this week, it's a lot about continuing to do as the process of undoing occurs. There's a stabilization coming. So for anyone that has felt like things have been topsy-turvy, wobbly, almost like you've been riding a bicycle with a loose tire or it's kind of flat, you have to keep pumping it up. Things are stabilizing. There's also too here though, there's awareness on a more practical human level where you have a choice, and there's also the spiritual, more divine element of surrender, of having faith, because sometimes you don't see the complete picture right now of how you want things to be or how you envision things to be, but you're seeing those glimmers. Think of it again, you know, in some movies when they show those mythical or folklore type of maps, and we usually see clouds and then the clouds split and we see parts of the maps. It's like that. You may be seeing the clouds split in a certain part of your soul journey and your soul map. So you're only seeing a glimmer right now, but you're also feeling it. Pay attention to the energetic body and what you're feeling, because I feel like, especially post-eclipse, there's a weightedness, a heaviness, but also I'm back down to earth in that metaphorical sense. And it's getting in touch with both elements spiritually and also the embodiment here on earth as humans. So I feel like these intuitive messages that you're going to be and continue to receive, but you're going to be getting major hits in these weeks to follow, are going to allow you to start planning to take that practical action on the ground. And there's clouds here. I keep seeing clouds going apart. We're going to pull from the Starseed Oracle and see what other messages we need to know for this week. What else is happening? Thank you. We got one card that flipped. Oh, I didn't even look. The bottom of the deck, we got the Moon card. To me, I feel a lot is coming up intuitively for yourself. And this speaks to things that you may not have seen or known, kind of akin to secrecy. It may not be overt secrets, but they're becoming known to you. We have you're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. Right here. This has been a very trying time. I have heard from many of my clients and many other folks that I know in my day-to-day life and neighbors and things, how heavy it is, how people have been really focused on relationships. A lot of themes have been coming up about relationships either being revamped, people separating, and this is all types, people shifting massively in that area of their life. And many things that I've heard is I'm feeling like there's no one around me, or like I don't have other people. And during these times when there's that, it's like shaking die. You know when you're playing a game and you have to shake the die or a dice, and obviously you scramble it, maybe that's the word, and then you throw it. It's like that. I feel things are being scrambled right now as people, things exit your life. Again, there's an element of things fleshing out right now. You are going to very soon start meeting people in this next part of your soul journey that are coming in. This also speaks to connection. This looks like it looks like they're in a spaceship, but they're connected energetically. You see they look like lightning bolts, electricity bolts. I also heard umbilical cord. Some of you are carrying a baby. I don't know why that took me long to formulate, but I just want to say everyone is connected energetically. Some of you are also becoming telepathic, or realizing, wow, I can connect to certain people, especially those that are close to me, but even those from a distance. Pay attention to what you think, how you feel, and then who pops up, especially if they respond in communication, text, email, call, or visits. But you're all connected energetically. And for some of you that may be missing someone from afar, maybe their earthly body has transitioned, or you're connecting to your spiritual team, they're activated right now. You simply have to call on them. Many times our own spiritual team cannot support or assist without us invoking them, calling them, and asking, because they're always around us. This also speaks to energetic ties. Many of you are going to be, again, like I mentioned earlier, seeing people coming in, new, fresh souls in this incarnation that you have known before. There are going to be strong ties. Some of you may literally feel that electrical pulse with some people. It's not the same thing as like the butterfly effect. You may just feel a certain vibe, a certain energy. It's not that pitter-patter chemistry that people talk about in romance. Some people may interpret it or feel it that way, but the energy is very different. It's a knowing, it's a connection, a deep connective. It's like a connective tissue knowing. It's part of you. So you may have known these souls in past lives or in repeated past lives. I also feel, though, this is a time too, as you're cleaning out and flushing, particularly since we have the moon card at the bottom, we have Two of Pentacles. Again, there's a lot of rebalancing happening, recalibration. This is a wonderful time during these in-betweens when things are shifting to center yourself within yourself. In other words, to take time and spend some time with yourself. And I feel like for many folks that are on the spiritual path, if you're new to it, it may be something you're getting used to. And for those that have been on this journey for quite some time, you are more than likely familiar with that path of spending some moments alone in solitude, hermiting, and the frequency or perhaps the amount of time is going to vary. We're going to pull a final oracle card from the Awakened Soul and see a final message. I want to keep this short and I see the time ticking. What final message? Thank you. Of course, we got 3 cards. We got meditate. Again, going inward. Some of you resonate with the mandala, or I'm hearing like repeated mantras too, but meditation. We have surrender. I mentioned this earlier, I won't belabor it. Some of you may connect to whales. These look like sperm whales maybe. And then we have mirror. So everything right now that's shifting, it's reflecting a lot about what you've learned, the choices you're making, where you're going. It's like a pinging back and forth. Have you ever seen those movies, maybe like Snow White, if I'm remembering correctly, where they talk to the mirror? What was it? What was her name? Maybe it's Sleeping Beauty, Maleficent. I don't know. In one of them, they were talking to the mirror, the queen, I think, and they were doing something and it was responding back. You're seeing that around you right now. So your thoughts are especially powerful. This is a transitory time where, again, things are leaving, but also new things are coming in. I feel like many folks that I'm connecting to here are seeing massive synchronicities in the form of animals, numbers, people, angels, things that are closely, you'll know them, maybe in a specific bird or animal, coins, feathers. It could be a smell, especially roses or some type of sweet flower. It could be a particular bakery scent too. I'm getting almond. There's a name for it. It's not almond nougat. Nougat. It's an almond. It's an almond type of scent, like a praline. Pay attention right now because you're getting responses back to what you're thinking and feeling. So you're like, well, I didn't verbalize it or tell anyone. The universe is always responding to your antenna. So this week is a great time to withdraw within. Kind of put yourself as if you were a sweater in a drawer. Take time to nourish yourself, practice mindfulness in a way where you just follow that acceptance or whatever it is that you're being illuminated to, what's being revealed to you, and what you are finally realizing, okay, I know this now. I know this to be true. Because that, now I'm seeing a clothing line from a dry cleaner. I don't know if they press a button, but it's moving. You're going to be, we'll just say transported as you continue working from that angle within. I hope I said that right. I feel like I haven't. Can we get a final divine guidance, please, for this week? Thanks. Ace of Cups. New beginning here. Again, Cups denotes to emotional awareness, emotional maturity, and intelligence. Many of you are really coming in and into yourself in a new soul level. You've advanced emotionally. Many of you, I feel, there could be triggers. The thing is, it's okay to get triggered, but the way that you're responding is different. You're going to see that in relationships. So to me, this also speaks of new relationships coming into your life. We've got 9 of Cups at the bottom. So I feel like this period, as much as right now in this moment, right now, whenever this message reaches you or you see this, things may feel, again, topsy-turvy in transition. You may be feeling just heavy and like there's a crap load. Just allow things to pass through. You can't do anything when a storm comes. You simply have to go through it. And the way that you go through it is going to make the big difference. This is a time to take care of yourself in whatever way is meaningful to you. If you'd like videos on self-care, because it's such a loaded word and so many people talk about it, but self-care is very multidimensional. It is very personal. I feel like it's contingent on your own core values, and it's something to be practiced daily. And there's so many other elements, and variables to talk about. Anyways, comment down below if this resonated. Let me know how your week is going, what's been happening to you. If this has helped in any way, I'd love your support. Comment down below again. Thank you guys so much for being here. I am wishing you a peaceful week. And when I say that, I mean internally. I will see you soon. Take care.